So according to rumours, PSG are still holding on to the hope that Kylian Mbappe will stay at the club beyond the current campaign. The young forward has been promised to Real Madrid in the summer, but there is an off chance, if that's the right word here, that the France international could end up agreeing fresh terms at Parc des Princes. If Mbappe does decide to extend, would that be a smart move on his part? We also need to discuss the budding rivalry between Manchester City and Liverpool, as the two giants match each other blow by blow in their quest to rule English football. Real Madrid have plans to push a few stars out of the club during the summer transfer window, and we've got some details on those guys. Oh, and do you lot want us to bash Man United for another, what should we call it, impotent display? Of course you do. So, hit that button and this one and dim the lights as we bring you the most important bits of news stories to get your juices flowing. Before we get started, we want to share the sponsor of today's video. The OneFootball app is the ultimate football platform and is a must-have for every football fan so that you can follow all of your favourite leagues, teams and players all the time right from your phone. You can be sure to turn on notifications for specific players to be instantly alerted when they score a goal or when they are involved in other breaking news. It is the best and easiest way to stay up to date with everything football. Click the link in the description down below to download the app right now. You won't regret it. Karim Benzema's performances for Real Madrid mean that the Frenchman still has a future at the club. He might be nearing the twilight years of his playing career, but Benz is just too good to be pushed out. However, Madrid have to prepare for the future. With this in mind, if Real Madrid seem to have their sights set on Kylian Mbappe while hoping to attract Erling Haaland during the next summer transfer window, the Spanish league leaders also wish to free up the wage bill by firing several stars who are enjoying lucrative wages. Therefore, and as we revealed to you in one of our previous videos, Florentino Perez aims to sell Eden Hazard in the summer of 2023, when he will only have 1 year left on his contract. At the beginning of the week, A7 explained that Real Madrid had a very specific plan in mind for the Belgian, namely to loan him out next season so that he plays and rediscovers his best form. A departure which nevertheless seems far from being confirmed, and this despite the interest expressed by Arsenal, as we informed previously. Indeed, if the Gunners returned to the case this week and a new meeting took place to discuss a possible loan next season, the Belgian might not necessarily be inclined to leave the Spanish capital. Convinced of being able to win back his place in Madrid and prepare for the 2022 World Cup, the former Chelsea man could still review his position in the face of pressure from management, and Hazard is not the only one on the list of undesirables. As reported by Francisco Jose Delgado in SER Deportivos, Madrid would also like to part with two other players from the squad. First, Isco, who becomes a free agent on June 30th. With that in mind, Real Madrid have not offered an extension to the Spanish international, and a move to Sevilla even seems to be on the right track. Finally, the current league leaders would also be delighted if Fiorentina decided to sign Odriozola. Valued at €30 million, the right-back would indeed represent a good deal for the Spaniards. If the Viola would opt, for the time being, towards a new loan spell for next season, the Madrid leaders could then oblige the Italian club to take charge of the entire salary of the native of San Sebastian. Finally, in addition to these three names, Gareth Bale and Marcelo, out of contract at the end of the season, will also leave the club this summer. Yes, the summer transfer window is already looking hot in Madrid, where a major cleaning operation is looming large. Years pass, rivalries change. The Premier League had a few memorable standoffs between Arsenal and Manchester United in the early 2000s. Then Chelsea entered the fray before seeing Manchester City get involved in the high struggles of the Championship. Since 2018, the citizens have found a competitor in Liverpool to talk to. From England, there is even talk of an epic duel worthy of a Real Madrid-Barcelona under Mourinho and Guardiola. On the evening of the 21st day, they were 11 points behind City after a slump in the festive period. Since then, the defending champions have dropped a bit of ballast. A draw at Southampton, another at Palace, and then there was the unexpected home defeat against Tottenham, allowing Liverpool, on the strength of a run of 10 consecutive victories, to come back on their heels. A scenario with twists and turns that offers us a new classic between the two titans of English football. Both managers push each other, and that is what helped the rivalry scale new heights. Of course, it's still a rivalry in its infancy and needs a few more years to really become akin to the one that Sir Alex and Arsene Wenger shared. But my God, these two teams have set the bar way too high. Okay, so for anyone who saw Man United versus Everton on Saturday, we have to ask, don't you have anything better to do? I mean, if you're a Manchester United supporter, why would you want to put yourself through misery on the weekend? Yeah, you love the club and everything, but aren't there enough things around you that can make you miserable? Why add to your misery? Ralf Rangnick could only watch as his 11 men showcase the same qualities that a bunch of indifferent school kids would do during a physical activity class. They were laborious, unintelligent, devoid of any passion, and didn't seem to care. On a match day where Arsenal dropped points, the onus was on United to do something about their Champions League conundrum. However, only those people do something about a certain thing if they actually care about the situation. This group of individuals don't give a crap about the fact that they're in 7th place and play an abysmal brand of football. From Harry Maguire playing like a man who has no idea what he's doing with his life, to Bruno Fernandes doing God knows what at one point, and expecting Anthony Elanga to fly towards the corner flag and jump 20 metres in the air to control the ball, United were as disjointed and loopy as someone who would be in the backstreet of Amsterdam. Yes, this team is so bad that you simply, for the life of you, just shouldn't watch them play. If fans were allowed to, they would actually enter the pitch and slap every one of those men who clearly don't care whether the team plays in the Champions League or not. So anyway, today's lesson is simple. Do not watch Manchester United play. You'll be better off doing house chores. Okay, so it's being said by a few media outlets that Kylian Mbappe is rethinking his decision to want to leave PSG. The World Cup winner is set to enter free agency once his deal at Parc expires. The Liga and Giants have been trying hard to tie him down to a long-term deal. In fact, the Parisian Giants are prepared to offer him a £150 million signing-up fee, which is something that could turn his head. But like we've said multiple times, Mbappe's eagerness to leave PSG is not down to money. The youngster wants to win trophies, especially the Champions League. PSG have gotten close to winning it, but it just hasn't happened. More than that, Mbappe is a player who's likely to be fighting for Ballon d'Or nominations for years to come, and at PSG he might never get enough visibility to do that. Therefore, it would be a gross miscalculation on his part if he decides to ignore Madrid and sign an extension with PSG. Yes, the Liga and Giants have been good to him, but it goes both ways. The 23-year-old has done all he can to make them the biggest team in France. However, that hasn't happened. And if we listen to Marca, it's clear that Mbappe is not going to make a mistake and has his heart set on going to Spain. Beyond the contacts that are still being established, Marca also indicates that an agreement has almost been completed and that the negotiations between the player and Madrid are on the right track. To respond to certain detractors of the operation, several Madrid sources specify, moreover, that the economic aspect is not a central dimension at the heart of this transaction. New revelations that are sure to ignite Madrid and worry a little more the Parisian supporters who see, week after week, the ultimatum getting closer. In the meantime, Kylian Mbappe continues to make the suspense last, as evidenced by his last statement on April 3rd. No, I haven't made my choice. I haven't made my decision, I'm thinking. There are new elements, there are lots of parameters. I'm thinking. I haven't made my choice. I know that for people it's a little late. We talk about it every day. If I had made up my mind, I would say so. I don't have to answer to anyone. It's a personal choice. If I have made my decision, I am coming, I say it, and I assume it. Thus assured the former Monegasque at the microphone of Prime Video after the Parisian victory over Lorient. So Madrid fans, don't worry. Your boy is definitely wearing white next season.